Hey there, it's Mark Weiss. Let's talk about pricing, in particular, pricing the patient or pricing the customer as it's most commonly known across many, many industries. If any of you have ever wondered how pricing is done on an airline, all you've got to do is go and look on a site that tells you the best day to buy a ticket, or take a look at how the cabin is divvied up among, in some cases, first class, business class, premium economy, and for all I know, seats next to the lavatory way in the back. Same thing goes on in many industries, maybe not all in the same store. So for example, there are mechanics which charge, rock bottom for car mechanic prices. And there are other repair shops that offer loaner vehicles, clean restrooms, nice waiting rooms that charge more. They're looking for different customers. Same thing with furniture stores, same things with a lot of things. So as I was reading a post on LinkedIn in which somebody was commenting about the fact that electronic health records are a tremendous nuisance, and sort of an attractive nuisance in the sense that in an OR and in many physicians' offices, physicians pay more attention to the computer screen than they should. And he was talking about the potential for AI to change all that. But as a consumer, I was thinking about the various visits to various internal medicine physicians that I've had over the years, from when I lived in Montecito to when I live here now in Dallas, and how physicians have used electronic health records. The last guy who was my internal medicine physician in Santa Barbara would basically have a conversation with me. He was sitting down and he'd have his little laptop on his knees and he'd be pecking away, one finger right hand, one finger left hand, staring at the keyboard as he attempted to speak with me. Versus my current physician, a concierge doctor to whom I pay thousands of dollars a year just to have him available, who has nary a computer screen in sight. It's like going to, almost like a hotel room. Now, of course, I assume he is entering that information into a system somewhere, because I know I've seen his assistant at one of the desks pulling up information on a PC. So I know that then EHR exists, but it's not there interrupting my relationship with him. And this is a guy who'll talk to me for an hour and a half without batting an eye. Now, that doesn't work in all settings in healthcare. It doesn't work in an emergency room, certainly, because, if I'm the guy who's bleeding, I don't want the doctor chatting for an hour and a half with the prior patient. And it doesn't work in all specialties. Certainly in some specialties, anesthesia, you have little to no choice over the way an EHR is used. But in many situations, you do have a choice, and the choice could be dictated by what sort of practice you have and what sort of patients you are aiming for. Are patients willing to pay $3,000 a year for the privilege of having Dr. St. James available? Or do they just want to show up at the doc in the box? They may never come back, in which case being distracted may not cost you anything. But think about the concept of the service you're giving, how much attention you're giving to the patient, as well as how you're gathering the information that you are eventually preserving in an electronic health record. Maybe you could make far more money by slowing down.